Same thing to the recovery ride. Just going out on your bike and enjoying the weather, or just enjoying the enjoying the weather, he says, while it's raining in July in Wales. Standard. Yes, of course I'm making another coffee. The turn of Peru El Cautivo. Yes, I'm saying it in an accent because why not? Just making lunch as well. Don't be judgy about the state of the kitchen. So, another week, another vlog. Welcome back to the video. Why are you looking at me like that?
Another week, another vlog. Fucking hell.
Welcome back to the video. So this week I thought I'd do something a little bit different. It was quite well received when I kind of did the Nike talk and talking about the shoes. So this week I thought I'd do another review, and something that I'm very heavily reliant on is my Garmin. So I use the Garmin Fenix 6, and that's the kind of watch that I use for all of my training. So what I thought I would do is not just necessarily a review about the Garmin itself, but actually show a week worth of training and how I use the watch in almost every single one of my sessions, or how I could use the watch in every single one of my sessions. So yeah, that's what this week's video is going to be about, the Garmin Fenix 6, and whether or not it is worth it, because it's quite a bit of an investment, and it really depends on whether or not, or how serious you're actually getting into the sport that you're actually doing, whether it's running, cycling, swimming, and we'll actually get into how many sports you actually have with the Garmin. But first and foremost, today's session was a long run. I'm on the back of a deload week anyway, so it was a really short long run. It was only 7 miles long. So yeah, this week's training, completely new block, so I don't know what to expect. We'll talk about training this week. It's Monday, and on Monday it's recovery ride. Alright, so welcome to Tuesday. Today's training is just an indoor bike session, so I'm working on tempo, working on some just watts. It's a power step, so it's 4 sets of 9 minutes. Warm-up going on at the moment. Yeah, using the watch is a really good idea for this kind of workout, because it just keeps you in check, you know what power output is, you know what your heart rate is. Again, wearing the heart rate monitor, so it just links straight to the watch, shows me exactly what's going on. Excuse the outfit, but comfort is key when you're sat on a bike for hours. Set one of the intervals done. 4 minute, 90% opening set, and then increasing in percentage every minute. Heart rate around 160, 165. It's like you're getting yourself into a bit of a spin, and you know that there's 5 minutes to come, so the first 4 minutes are difficult. Once you're into the 1 minute sets, it's almost a little bit mentally easier because you know it's just a minute. 3 done. It is Wednesday. Lockdown's doing some weird things to me. Tell you, we've got a running workout. Your usual warm-up, followed by 5 sets of 1 kilometer repeats. The sets are designed to be nice and spicy, so super threshold. So we're looking at 4-minute kilometers. Right, warm-up is done, 3-minute rest walk, and then we're into the 5 sets. Again, new training blocks, I've not done this before. Be quite interesting to see how it goes. 4-minute 1Ks. That's really what I'm aiming for, to get that sub 25k. This is a personal goal of mine. One done, 4:10, 4 to go. 20 seconds of rest left. 2 done, 4:14. So again, consistent around that 4:10, 4:15 mark. 5 seconds to go, set 3 coming up. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Set 3 done, 2 more to go. Yes, feeling okay. 6:14 again on the same, on that last one, which means set 2 and set 3 was 6:14. Oh, sorry, 4:14. Staying in that threshold pace, or super threshold, so sticking with that. 10 seconds to go. Set 4, 4:09, fastest one by 2 seconds. Oh. Last set to go. I'm gonna try and really push it to get under that 4-minute mark. See what happens. This kind of pace would give me a 20-minute and 50-second 5k, and that would be like a 90-second PB plus for me. So it's a good pace to be training at, I think. And over the weeks, I think this is going to build up as well. Right, 10 seconds to go. Last set. Check in once it's over. See you in a minute. .408, last one. Fastest one, last one. 1 minute rest, then cool down. Cool down, 6 minutes in. Now just jogging on my way back home. I think the watch really comes in clutch for sessions like this. It really does support you, because you don't want to be running around with anything. Like, the race vest is nice when you're running for more than an hour and a half and you need the fluids, but anything less than an hour, you want to be as light as possible, especially when it comes to these speed sessions. It's really good just to have your pace. It's telling you how fast you're going, it's telling you your distance, it's telling you what the workout is. Down to a walk now. It just takes all the thinking out of the game, and you just have to just do what's programmed, do what the watch tells you to do, which is do what the coach tells you to do. It's a much better way, a much smarter way of training, in my opinion. So that being said, if I was to go on a recovery jog, I wouldn't be taking the watch with me. Again, same thing to the recovery ride, just going out on your bike and enjoying the weather, or just enjoying the enjoying the weather, he says, while it's raining in July in Wales. Standard. Just enjoying the views, just enjoying actually doing the sport. I think that's actually a really good part of not taking technology with you on these things. Speaking of the weather, I enjoy summer just as much as the next guy. However, there's nothing beats like a run, the cool weather, nice little bit of rain to cool you down as well. I'll take that. That being said, the wind is picking up a bit and I'm getting a bit cold, so I'm jogging it in. We're in the middle of 3 sets of intervals. Each interval is 3 sets of 90% or sweet spot, and then 15 seconds of big gear, big resistance. Evening training. Don't really do many of these sessions and quite enjoying it. Even though I don't look very much like I'm enjoying it. Each interval is split into 3. So it's 3 sets of 3 intervals. This is set 2 of the second set. These are spicy. This is a very sweaty one. Well, they're all very sweaty, but indoor cycling is just a thing of itself. I've got the fan going behind me. That is Thursday. After this, I'll probably do about 10-15 minutes of foam rolling, some core exercise, core training. Rest day on Friday, typically, now that there's not much swimming. Although, just been told today in the news that, you know, there's a prospect for gyms and pools opening soon, so swimming will be back on the agenda this week. Tomorrow is a Friday, so rest day for me. Get all the food in for a big weekend of training. Saturday, brick session, so 2 hours on the bike. After that is the brick run, so 15 minutes at threshold. And then, long run Sunday. That is what training looks like for this week. So, what I'll do now is finish off this session, shower off, and we'll have a look at the watch in a bit more detail. Halfway through making the video about a smartwatch, and Jess has already ordered one, so that's good. Good things about actually having a smartwatch. I mean, for me personally, when I started training, it was literally the first thing the coach had asked me to get. First thing Kevin said, right, you need this thing. It helps him see how I'm doing in my sessions. It has also got like the heart rate monitor just on the back of the watch. I actually use a heart rate monitor across the chest just because it's a bit more accurate data, but like it's really good enough to just use that if that's all you've got for training. In terms of what it shows you, it actually shows you your pace, it shows you how long you've been going, it shows you how long you have left that's in the set. It also goes into your heart rate, what zone you're working in. There's a lot of data that actually pops up, and you can customize fully the data fields that pop up while you're running, so you can see exactly what it is you want to see and just completely ignore the rest, so you're just focusing on the one thing, or have as much information as you do want. When it comes to the bike sessions, I've actually used it a couple of times on the bike. Full disclosure, I do use a bike computer, another Garmin product, so a bike computer for that. I don't necessarily use the watch all the time for the bike, but I have done, and it's good when I'm doing a recovery ride and I'm not trying to, you know, focus on what's happening on the screen. I'm not going like at a specific pace. I'm not trying to put a specific power output out. It's good to just have the data on there. It tracks you in terms of GPS. It provides really good GPS. In terms of the safety features as well with this thing, it's really, really good because it just kind of gives your partner and family a location update just in case anything was to happen. I think personally for me, the negatives are it's just another screen. It's just another screen to take away your attention. It's another screen that you're going to end up looking at, spending time on. For me, when I got it, I think it took me about 3-4 days, and I switched off all notifications on this thing from my phone. Like I was getting WhatsApp messages, texts, Instagram notifications. I just completely switched all of them off, and if someone's calling me, that's when it'll give me a notification. In terms of customization features, it's actually really good as well, because the watch face that you see, that's not necessarily something that you can't change. You can actually pick from a multitude of different app developers on an iPhone. There's a lot of watch face developers as well, so it's completely customizable. You can actually pick and choose the colors of the backgrounds, the font, the type, the whatever, completely customize that and what you see on the screen, and you can customize and change the straps as well. So I've got like 3 or 4 different straps that I use, and it's just quite good because obviously if you're wearing something more professional, you can just have a bit of a more professional strap on the watch, but if you're going out training, then it doesn't really matter. You could just kind of, well, bloody hell, match it to your outfit if you want to. But yeah, so I've had a lot of people asking me about whether a smartwatch is worth it. So from people who are looking at getting into cycling and running seriously, and from people who just want to do it as a hobby. For me personally, my advice on that would be, are you going to use it day in, day out? Are you going to be reaching for it a minimum of 3 times a week in order to make your investment worthwhile in terms of actually how much you're going to be using it? They do tend to be a little bit on the expensive side, and the more expensive you get it, the more features it'll have on it. So Jess is going to buy one that's just made for running. It'll literally just give you your heart rate. It'll literally just give you your pace. And it'll give you kind of the workout details that you do, and you can customize workouts on there, but it's just a running watch. This is multi-sport, so I think it's got like 20 plus different sports that you can do on there. It tracks you while you're running, cycling, swimming. Again, it really depends. There's a multitude of different models out there. So that's Garmin Fenix 6. It's not an in-depth review, it's just kind of what I've seen and what I've experienced from like having a year's worth of use out of it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this week's video. Like and leave a comment down below if you have any questions. I will do my best to kind of answer those. And yeah, see you next week for next week's video.